You guys know him as he was the father of a young woman who was killed in the Parkland shooting. Her name is Meadow. His name is Andrew Pollack. And I remember when he first gave this speech at the White House, because I called my dad and I was really emotional because it was such a moving speech, and it was something that he was talking right to President Trump, and it was a really different take that a lot of people don't have after an atrocity like this happens. So, Jared, can we play a little bit of sound here? And I'm warning you guys, it is tough to listen to, but it's definitely worth giving a listen.
I'm never going to see my kid again. I want you all to know that. Never, ever will I see my kid. That's how I want it to sink in. It's eternity. My beautiful daughter, I'm never going to see again. And it's simple. It's not, we could fix it.
Andrew, thank you so much for joining the Grace Curley Show. Andrew, you there?
Yeah. I don't listen sometimes. I can't listen to it. So I don't think I ever watched it, that speech, ever.
I don't blame you. It's very emotional. And you talked a lot, though, in that speech about how you wanted to fix the problem, but you didn't want to focus on gun control and gun laws. And I remember you saying to the people there, that's a fight for a different time. We got to fix the problem. So tell us how you think this problem that obviously keeps happening could be helped.
Well, there's two things that need a lot of work on, and I'm focused on one that I think that I've been making a difference in. The thing I can't make a difference in is there's laws in place already that prevent the mentally ill from being able to purchase a rifle. They need to be put in the system where there's due process involved, not just, they're just taking with a red flag, they're just going to take someone's guns away from them because they had a bad day. I'm talking people that are evil, that are mentally ill with a history of mental illness, and they're evaluated by a professional. They go through the court system, and it's put on their background so they can never, ever purchase a firearm. And those laws are in place. We don't use them. In Florida, they call it a Baker Act. We don't have any mental illness facilities for people that are that sick. So those laws are in place. We should be working on it. And instead of politicians, they're focusing on gun bills. How about just focus on these people that should never be able to purchase a rifle that are sick? They've been to the hospital for mental illness, dozens of times, but they're still able to go into a store and purchase it because they don't have a background. There's so much talk from politicians. They want this type of background, universal backgrounds. Background checks only work if the individual has a background. So they should be working on that instead of focusing on more laws. And those laws are in place, just not enforced.
Yeah, and Andrew, you're cutting out a little bit, but I agree with...
Sorry.
It's okay. I agree with you on that, and I think that enforcing the laws is really the problem here, because like you said, there's no shortage of bills and laws that are passed about gun control. But my next question for you has to be, what are your thoughts on the FBI? I mean, we're hearing that just like in Parkland, the FBI did have some prior knowledge of this monster who did this in Boulder.
Well, they need to be held accountable. We have a wrongful death case against the FBI, and we're moving forward with it. We have some really good other parents. They have some great lawyers on it, and we got past their motion to dismiss. So they need to be held accountable. So there's things that they make changes. After every shooting, okay, if you just blame the gun, you never come out with the facts of really what went wrong. So you got to dissect everyone, and you could learn after each shooting so things don't happen again. This murderer was a screaming mental case. He in high school, to his parents, on social media, just like the same thing that happened with my daughter. He threatened to shoot the school up, never arrested. Tried to kill himself, never put through the system where he would have a background check. He threatened to shoot. I said he threatened to shoot the school up. He trespassed at the school. He threatened to kill students. These individuals need to be held accountable where it goes on their background so they're not able to purchase a rifle. The FBI, they need to be held accountable. so things like this don't happen again. But those things I can't, I'm working on a case with the FBI. We have our lawyers on it. But there's something that I'm doing personally that could help prevent shootings, and I focused my whole life on it. And we've been making a lot of progress with it across the whole country.
Yeah, no, tell us about that. You have a program that's happening, and I think people would like to know where they could find out more about it.
Oh, that'd be great. So what I've been focusing on, after my investigation, and I wrote a book, Why Meadow Died. If anyone's putting their children into a public school, they should get my book, Why Meadow Died. But when I was writing the book, I met with a lot of first responders, and they're heartbroken that they couldn't perform that day because they didn't have the right intel, they didn't have the proper monitoring of the cameras. So there's guys that retired. I know 2 guys that personally retired because they were so distraught over what happened. So what I'm doing is I came up with a software, okay, and if there's anybody in law enforcement or any public gathering entity, I want them to go to my website, schoolsafetygrant.org, and look at my website. In a nutshell, what we do is we could connect the police to any entity with cameras within 5 seconds. So say that supermarket in Boulder, if they would have called 911, or we give them an app on their phone, they would light up in the Boulder Police Department, in their real-time crime center. They would see every camera in the supermarket, every camera in the school, a hospital, a church, within 5 seconds. It gives the police mapping to know exactly where the shooter is in the building. It gives the police the ability to talk over the PA. So within 5 seconds, they could be telling the shooter, drop your weapon, we're pulling in, we're in the parking lot, we're in the building, you with the red hat. They could be yelling over the PA system. And everybody has, any temple, church, supermarket, school, they all have PA systems, malls, and we could connect the police to that. We also connect them to the fire alarms. My daughter was put out onto the 3rd floor where she got shot 9 times because the teacher thought it would be a good idea to put her out into the hallway because she heard the fire alarms going off. Ignored the 90 rounds that went off inside the building, but because she heard the fire alarm, she thought that would be a good idea. So now from dispatch, they're able to look at the cameras, see no fire, silence the fire alarms, and instruct people what to do over the PA. And we did all this within the last year and a half. We've been working on it, and we've been implementing it in different police departments throughout the whole country. And I'm excited about it. Finally we're getting through this COVID, and we're able to, I see making a big difference. We would have made a difference in Boulder if they would have had my software.
I'm talking right now to Andrew Pollack, and I admire you so much because the speech you made when you were talking to President Trump, you were angry. And of course, you have every reason to be angry. And I think everyone, when they saw you talking, they were thinking, I would be the exact same way. But you didn't focus on the politics of it. And I can hear it right now in your voice. You're more focused on helping the situation and trying to avoid this in the future. And I want to encourage people to check out that site, schoolsafetygrant.org. Is there anything else you want to tell us, Andrew?
That word anger, I haven't lost any of it since that happened. I get angry every time I walk through my hallway and I see my beautiful daughter's pictures on the wall. I get angry thinking about the people in Boulder that just sat there cowering and got shot, So that's what I focus on. I try and focus on making a difference. These politicians that are going to bicker back and forth, gun laws and stuff like that, they'll never accomplish anything. They're not going to ban weapons. It's not. They'll have, you could take pistols, you could take a shotgun, you could take a bomb. The thing is to better equip the police to respond, and so they could respond efficiently. My software will shave minutes off response time, and we need to treat these mentally sick people. We need to give them backgrounds, and you need to open up some mental institutions, and you'll see a difference. And those are things we could accomplish. Not when they start focusing on different things that don't make a difference.
And Andrew, I don't want to play the sound cut because I know it's tough for you to hear, but I just want to tell you one thing you said that really struck me was you said getting into the building that you were at, I think it was Department of Education, you said there was a security guard in the elevator with me. How do you think that makes me feel that there's a security guard in the elevator and all these schools are left like sitting ducks? And it got me thinking because I read bills all the time. I mean, the latest one was the Porculus bill full of, all this crap. They're sending money to hamster research and Pakistani gender research. And it does make you think, why can't we afford to spend money, $90 million for illegal aliens to stay in hotel rooms by the border, but there's no money to make these schools safer?
Correct. And, fortunately, Florida is a super Republican state with some great senators and House reps and the governor. We passed a bill in Florida that made it mandatory for there to be a police officer in every school, and we got them money too to help harden the schools. But you see, in other states, they're defunding the police and removing police officers from the schools. So if parents, it's not a good idea to send your child to a school where there's not a police officer. You wouldn't send them on a plane or to a sporting event where there's a mass gathering. So it's on the parents now. You have to do the smart thing. It's your responsibility to take care of your children. And you're right. Not even was there. I had to go through a metal detector at the Department of Education, and then the armed security in the elevator to press my button for me. Like I needed that, But at the school, where my daughter was, the murderer, not many people know this, he called Uber, and he got into the Uber with a Cabela's rifle bag. And the Uber driver saw him come out of his house and drove him to the school with the rifle bag, where he walked in right through an open gate and killed 17 people.
Andrew, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I know it never gets easier. Can you tell people where they can find you on Twitter and give the name of the website one more time?
Sure. It's schoolsafetygrant.org, and these are grants. We're giving it to police departments for free, okay? So there's no reason why any police department, even if you don't have a real-time crime center, to reach out to us, we'll help you. And any church, temple, mass gathering, schoolsafetygrant.org. And you could find me at Andrew Pollack FL on Twitter.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. And please come on again soon. Thank you.
Anytime. Take care.
Thank you. And we'll play some of those clips, guys, on the other side. I mean, I talked to Andrew today, and I said, I don't want to play these things if it's going to, it doesn't get any easier. And like he said, it's, he's not going to get any less angry, and I don't want to make him upset while he's doing the interview, but I do think they're worth playing, so we'll play them on the other side. A quick change of pace here, though, for 1 second, because I do have to tell you about something pretty exciting. If you've ever wondered what makes Omaha steaks so darn good, it's the aging process. Jared, tell everybody what we got here at the studio today.
Oh, we got some pork chops, we got some ground beef burgers, a lot of chicken. The chicken looks really good. We even got kielbasa. In natural casing, which is the only way to eat kielbasa.
These VIPs right now are looking at us going, what do you guys just get food all the time? And we do. Omaha Steaks ages their steaks at least 20 days because that's the sweet spot. It's where the magic happens. People say that all the time. It's all about the aging process. You can try those mouth-watering steaks in the Butcher's Best Sellers Grill Pack. It includes 4 of their iconic and fork-tender Butcher's Cut filet mignons, 4 ultra-juicy burgers, 4 savory pork chops, desserts, and so much more. Go to omahasteaks.com, enter Curley with an E into the search bar for a special price on the Butcher's Best Sellers package. Plus, you'll get 4 more chicken breasts and 4 more of those delicious burgers for free. We got this package today. They do not go skimpy on you. There's a ton of stuff in here. Omaha Steaks has been the leader of gourmet steaks and food since 1917. No one comes close to matching the flavor, tenderness, and value of Omaha Steaks. All right, so here's what you have to do. Go to omahasteaks.com, type keyword Curley with an E in the search bar. That's Curley. Like my great-great-great-great-grandfather, the mayor, and order the Butcher's Best Seller Pack today. Don't forget you'll get the 4 free chicken breasts and 4 burgers. That's omahasteaks.com, keyword Curley. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go anywhere. This is The Grace Curley Show.
Follow Grace on Twitter at @G_Curley.